Comes in. Yep, good to go.
Good afternoon and welcome to live coverage of the 2025 Bowl Scotland National Championships from the National Centre for Bowling in Ayr. We're live on the BBC iPlayer, the BBC Sport website and Bowl Scotland's channels. We have two finals to bring you. The ladies' single final follows at 3:30pm, but first up is the Gents Singles Final, and a little bit of history could be made here today. Hello everyone, I'm Paul Mitchell. Colin Noon is alongside me. Ian McLean has won this title 3 times. No gentleman has ever won it 4 times, and he's managed to get him all the way back to the final again. He is the defending champion, and he also has that chance to make a little bit of history. And Colin, he won't be thinking about that right now, but he has been here before, he's done it before, and he's had a very good week so far.
Oh, good afternoon, Paul. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, you're absolutely right, Paul. He has been here, he has done it before, but at every time it gets harder and harder, I'm sure, and I know Ian well enough. He'll have a lot of pressure that he's putting on himself to get over the line to make that history. And he'll have a tough game this afternoon. Steven Fleming, we've seen him already this week on the live stream, performed very well. So we're looking forward to what could be an epic final.
Certainly been a very good week of bowling right across all these 5 greens here at the National Bowl Centre in Ayr. Big year for bowls next year, of course. We will have the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Bowls, one of the 10 sports to feature. People were getting their seats early for this one, the back-to-back National Championship Singles Finals. The gents first, then the ladies will round off the tournament. So Ian McLean against Steven Fleming for the title. There is Ian McLean, experienced player, Commonwealth Games player. Trial lanes just being played. If you're new to the sport, get 2 practice ends just to see how the green is running. Test both sides of the rinks, both hands, to see how they are. And get a feel for things before it all gets underway. Both these players have played on the televised stream already this week, but the green was running in a different direction, I think, for Steven. But things change day to day.
They do, Paul, and well, while some people may see that as an advantage that Ian has played on the rink before, then a couple of things really. One, this stream's been on all week, so if you want to learn about the rink, there's more than one way to do that. And secondly, the green is now running probably a couple of seconds faster, I would suggest, than it was when Ian played in it before, which will change the dynamics of all 4 hands on the rink. So no distinct advantage. Both players will play it as they find it. They need to settle on the side that they find is most advantageous for them, and they'll get underway just shortly after the second trial end.
Blackwood Victoria, there's the club that Ian McLean represents, has always done so. And Buchan Park, also a one club man, Steven Fleming. Well, if he is going to be crowned the national champion, he's got some man to try and get past. But you start the week when you come here, you think, let's get through the first round, see what happens. Never like to, work so hard. So you got to win your club championship, then you've got to go into your district where you play basically top class players all the way at that level. And then you get to Ayr, the 32 districts. Each has a singles representative. And we're now down to the final 2.
And that journey is what makes this even more of a remarkable story for Ian. Not only have to have done this 3 times all the way through, but to do it, or potentially have the opportunity to do it back to back. It's a huge journey. I know Ian comes from a very competitive district, so as they all are. But it's a long way to get here, and quite an achievement.
Yeah, in some clubs it's hard enough to win your club championship, let alone then go on and win at the district level. And of course, when you talk about he's trying to defend his title, that means you've got to win your club championship, win the district, win this, and then do it all over again. He is on some streak of results.
Yes, and absolutely there is no automatic invite back for the holder. It's clear to see the stands are filling up nicely. There'll be a good crowd around for all of these finals, and hopefully they'll generate a bit of atmosphere for the players at the same time.
So the trial ends are over and we get ready to get underway. So the green balls with the red stickers for Ian McLean, the black balls with the blue stickers for Steven Fleming. You come through the draw, it's automatically assigned whether you're red or whether you're blue. First to 21 shots for the national Gents Singles title in Scotland. To start with a toucher, and a front toucher at that. That's pretty ominous for Stephen. He'll just have to put that out of his mind. Not too bad in the weight category.
How's your weight, Ian? You might just drop inside. It has. Stephen's actually picked 3 perfect lines down that side. Unfortunately, Ian's first bowl's just dragged the jack just off centre rink, so needs to make that adjustment. Opportunity to come round his own, stop on the jack high bowl, could yield the shot, but if nothing else, it'll get him second. Down to weight. Super effort.
Ah, it's an excellent ball. Gave it a real good chance. Less danger on the other hand here.
Yeah, even if Ian were to contact that, I think he would still hold. Yeah, he won't be too concerned about that. Off the mark.
So Ian McLean, positive start. Such a smooth, easy delivery. Kept his eye on it. Watch this as it sweeps down just to use those two black balls. There we go. Bump, bump, and in. Up slightly as it's off on the way for Ian McLean. Wanting a little.
This ball's down on a great line. Nice weight. Still room though. Also on a pretty favourable line for Steven. Yeah, very nice.
Keeps his hand. He's been playing it.
Ian's jogging after this. He needs to be clear though. Yeah, he's just snarled up in the front.
Nice little chance here for Steven Fleming just to turn this green ball.
Yeah, indeed, he can play this with some confidence. Down to the jack or wide to the bowl. It's a chance, but Ian will want to be in with this one because he's left one lonely green bowl sitting in the head. Won't want to give Steven a chance for a big count early on. Ian thinks he's on the quick side, but I'm not so sure.
Well, arguably it is a catch, but he's unlikely unless he plays aggressively to lift out both the green balls.
I agree, Paul. I'm not sure the two balls is on, but it's quite a target. Much the same as the last end going the other way, where we saw Ian use the shoulder of the two wide balls of Stevens to drop in for two. The same opportunity applies here for Steven. Line's decent. How's your weight? Very good, I would say.
Sweeping down nicely. Yeah. That's well played. It was an end that opened up well in his advantage, and he took full control of it.
And the last bowl of Ian's just gave him permission to be on the wide side and even carrying a couple of feet. Not that he did, but it just gave him that opportunity to play to a stop rather than just play a dead draw. So he had a margin for error on that one, and he capitalised well.
Well, he's turned his back on that very early. which would suggest there's a problem. It was with weight.
He'll want to get out of that habit very quickly. It's the first 3 ends. Steven's dropped his first ball quite far up the rink.
Line 2. Looks like a lovely weight adjustment, and he comes, falls down. That's certainly close. It's a measure indicated by Brian Early, who is our marker.
Ian will just look to arrive on this if he can. Any movement on the jack is positive, but he's just picked a wide line. You can see the weight was good for what he was looking for. Steven will be conscious that Ian has a move on that jack, so I think he has to take the chance and try and cover this up. Even playing the shot himself here does no harm, just moving the jack through and holding on to it.
Out on the high line, I wonder if he's just coming around, just making sure that he does have a good back ball, and that's what he's done.
Yeah, it's gone to a very good place, but we'll still see Ian take the chance. A little skip in the step as he went up the rink there.
He fancies
So
this.
He does indeed.
And this is what's so difficult about this sport. Not only are you trying to get the shot, you're trying to anticipate what your opponent is going to do.
Yeah. The only caution here is cutting the line, because it does go really quickly on that side. But no, he's giving it some air, giving it a chance. How's your weight? Catch on the outside green, might do. Nah, just not enough. So umpire called. Brian will chalk up that green ball to stop it falling down.
We have 3 umpires on green A for the various finals. We have Martin Jenkins, Pauline Kirkpatrick and Heather Patterson. Each will have their own kit, which includes box measures, calipers and the little rubber stoppers to keep the balls up if needed. You can see the ball being supported by the stopper put in by Brian Early, as Colin said. It should be Steven's ball.
Yeah, you can see there was clear daylight there between the jack and Ian's ball. So Steven takes a narrow lead, 3-2 after 3 ends.
Oh, plenty of finals going on across these greens. I'll keep you up to date as the scores develop. That's a much better opening ball. All the titles being played for across these greens, very prestigious, but really the blue ribbon event is the singles.
Nice opening from both players. So just slide away, just maybe didn't have the right pace to make the change. Nicely down again.
And that's even better if that just falls. The ball is holding at an angle.
Steven just want to play into this with a bit of weight. Again, I think he's just sliding on the inside. Again, just pausing before movement at the back of the rink, so he'll reset and you'll watch him go through his pre-delivery routine once again. Not on as wide a line this time.
Bit more canny there. Understandably so, perhaps.
Yeah, that won't be what he's played, I'm sure, but I don't think he'll be too unhappy with where it's finished. There does look like there's a contact. You can see where Steven's placing his foot. I think there is a contact to take the two green balls out the head and for his own to stay in and perhaps yield a count of 3.
Last night? Aye. Aye, not bad.
Doesn't have the last ball, so whatever he does, he knows his opponent will have the chance to change. Here he comes.
He's given this a great chance. Needs a feather.
Just opens up wrongly for him. Well, you can play 4 decent balls and still find yourself losing a 2 or 3. That's how this game works, but he'll be pleased with how he's playing.
And at this level, at this stage in a competition, that's more and more likely, to be honest. Ian has, I don't know, what does he have? 9-10 inches to add another. It's a repeat of deliveries 1 and 2. Just maybe on the thin side of the line, but if he runs, he'll get up to this inside ball. Well, not sure.
On.
Yeah. 2 shots to Ian McLean.
Well, this is the one that made it 2. His opponent with 2 good opening balls. You can't really complain about where they're placed, but just watch the little nick here to send the ball round the back. One thing about playing singles, when you've got other games going along, you're not allowed to submit a noise complaint to the rink next door. Just part of playing at the top tournaments. what do you do? It looks like it's in your way, might not be. But if you're unsure, just play to come round.
Yeah, if he finds a clear pathway here, he's played an excellent ball, and that's what that hand's allowing you to do. He might go big here.
Well, I think it might be the Troon Portland pairs.
Yeah, it's a bit like a football match over there at the minute, but you know, it's nice to see a bit of atmosphere around the greens. Yeah, I thought Ian might do this. It's just on the wide side.
It was hard to get in there with a draw. You could see precisely what he wanted to do. Any contact on the green ball would have been ideal. I think he'll have to run for cover. Come behind.
You know, Steven does not want to get dragged onto that green ball. He'll give the shot away. Oh dear. Oh. Dear, dear.
Yeah, I genuinely thought he would come round and come to the back. Simply because that's the ball that Ian could now play. But he doesn't have to.
Well, Ian can go to the other side with a little bit of safety, knowing that if he does contact the jack, then it's going to stick with the ball he plays. If he's on the narrow side, then the black ball is straighting him up for another. I genuinely think Steven was trying to go down the back. I think he just got dragged in tight. So unfortunate. Well, Ian electing to stick with the forehand side. Again, being disturbed. You can see what Ian's playing here. He's trying to just get the inside of the wider black ball. He doesn't want to give it back.
Oh, he nearly did.
Both players being very generous with each other at the minute. So the opportunity swings to Steven now. He can play down either side. He'll look to rest the green one out for a count of 3. Alternatively, he has the jack. He can spring through to the back of the rink and hold on to it for a couple. Well, he's in the area.
Might have to borrow his own to do it.
Well,
now
there's such a thing as the 30-second rule I was about to talk about there, because you're entitled to wait 30 seconds from the point that the end is finished to see if the ball falls over or not. As it happened, it went down anyway.
Yeah.
That is something that the players can ask for.
Yeah, it would have been interesting just to watch the clock on that one, because it was just at that precarious angle where it might fall over the bias, and it did so quite quickly. Good start to the match. First to 21 shots for the national singles title. Been won 3 times previously by Ian McLean. Steven Fleming reaching this level for the first time. It's semi-final of the under-25 singles previously. This is his second visit to the national championships.
For those interested in the green speed, the green was timed immediately prior to the final at 13 seconds.
So in context, how fast or how slow is that?
Probably a medium paced outdoor green.
Giving that a chance. And in terms of, the people watching and don't watch a great deal of balls, how do you time a green speed?
So the green is timed at a pre-defined distance. I'm sure somebody will come on and correct me here, but I think it's 27 metres, and it's the time it takes for the ball to travel exactly that particular distance, and that's how it's timed. So the faster the green, the longer it takes for the ball to reach the 27 metre mark.
Wouldn't mind taking this with him.
Yeah, put it nicely. Can you hold on, Ian? I think you're just going to fall away. Probably an adjustment on speed might help that. But it's Steven with the chance. Drops inside Ian's front one. We'll be in for 2 or 3. Well, decision time for Ian. Either tries to cut this down by playing the draw. Of course, he could almost play it perfectly and get a poor result by slicing the jack round the corner and still being 3 down. Or he may take the option to go big, try and kill the end. Front ball onto the jack would just about send it out with the confines of the rink.
Yeah, if you see to the left of the one on the back marker, you can see the left hand side marker. And the rink is defined within the 2 white marks either side of the number 1. We're playing on rink 1 here. To burn the end, just skittle it off either side. Can't go in the ditch and stay live. Here he goes. He's chasing as fast as his ball is. He's trying to urge this up.
Don't think he's running.
No, he went for the draw shot.
Well, he's opened the door for Steven. Anywhere in that gap between the 2 balls to the green balls to the right hand side of the picture, and he's got every chance of making a maximum count of 4.
Not an easy spare, but if you're going to be beating a player like Ian McLean, you've got to take these chances.
Yeah, I think he's okay. Will he stop is the question. Just overplayed it.
He doubles his tally though and takes the lead by 6-5. Just having a little glance through the scores elsewhere. I'll just bring the notable ones just now. All these games are fairly early. Interesting to see that Darren Burnett, former 3 times winner of the singles tournament, his triple from Arbroath leads Tweedmouth by 5-0. That's the biggest gap in the pairs. Triples or fours final in the Gents Paris singles. Boulevard's Alex Patterson leads Patrick Partick. Stuart Sloan was listed as Patrick earlier on today, but they've got the spelling right now. 8-2. I won't be unkind and say I normally see the word Partick and nil together. Great opening bowls from this pair. What a final this is turning out to be. Great position.
And just trying to change the dynamics of and the angles within that head, because it's not lying terribly favourable for him. Steven will look to add another, but he doesn't want to make it any wider, and he hasn't.
Well, he's annoyed he's dropped that short.
Yeah, and I can understand that, but I think what he'll be pleased about is that he didn't run a bit further and fold the balls over in the front and give Ian a bigger target. As it is, it's quite narrow. Chance on the other side, perhaps. Big on the backhand, just needs the jack. Yeah, so,
Burnt the end.
Yeah, kills the end.
Nice firm contact. You're always wondering when it comes up and hits the ball whether it will just come over, but it just knocked it all the way out.
Yeah, I think Steven was quite happy to play them from this end, but Ian wants to go back and replay it in the same direction. So if it only takes one player to want to go back to play in the same direction, and yep, that's the decision, they must go back. Both players agree, of course, then they can just play it in the other direction. But anyway, back we go.
So unlike the game of indoor bowls, there is no respot outdoors if a jack is knocked off the confines of the rink. So we go again.
Steven will just look to repeat the dose of the previous end, as we've seen so often, just leaving that first one up the green a yard or more.
Runs out nicely if he can get past. A little bottle.
Yeah, that touch probably just helped him a little. There's plenty of room. We've seen how quickly that hand bends at the end. Steven's been playing it quite well. Nicely done. Decent line, decent weight.
Ball come down the backhand.
Yeah, very much new territory. And it will be a different speed. Ian just establishing the position with the marker, so he understands what he has to do. So just arriving down the forehand side is probably the play. I think he's just nipped the line a fraction. He's not made it any easier for himself either.
I was just thinking the very same. You look to think, what can he do with his last? Not a great deal. Unless there's only one against.
Yeah, well, Stephen picked a great line on this ditch side last time out, but again, it's a pretty good line, just overplayed it. May force Ian to the ditch side too. Nope, just going to trust the rink. Down his forehand. Looks narrow.
If he's going to try and punch the ball. I didn't think you needed a little bit more weight to do that.
Yeah, I think he was trying to come round.
Buchan Park, the club that Steven Fleming represents, based in Broxburn, West Lothian. I'll take that.
Yeah, just sneaks in front of Stephen's ball.
Yeah, McLean representing Blackwood Victoria, club in Lanark.
This will come right down at the end.
Onto his own, or come across to the green ball, or...
Oh, he's been very unlucky
He
there,
has.
hasn't he? Anything but that corner of the jack was good for him.
in line 2.
Ian will just want to repeat second delivery. Maybe give it a fraction of green. A similar line. Oh, you're running. Yeah, down coming nicely at the end.
Well, given the jack was off centre, he played that and picked it out beautifully.
Yeah, he played it nicely. So it's Stephen's turn to be in a bit of trouble.
Well, he's certainly in a pickle here. Just that unfortunate movement on the jack.
Yeah, he's got a choice of shots. Follow Ian down that backhand side, which is the side he's been preferring. Slip round it. Stop on the jack high ball, and if he gets dragged tight, then it's his own one coming in. Yep, nicely done.
It's a positive result for him.
And he hasn't really left Ian an awful lot the way both hands swing. You know, he's not really got a touch on the jack easily for 3. Bit of risk if he plays the same bowl as his last, that he turns the black one. I think he'll just try and sneak in there if he can. Does have a shot down the forehand side. Equally difficult. Yeah, persisting with the back. Here's your luck, Ian.
It's giving us a little chance. There's a nickel nick, and he'll go away with it and take the single.
Yeah, it's a good try.
There's one. Jack was moved off centre, and he went all the way out and came all the way back. Good final so far. 6 plays 7. 3-time champion Ian McLean, not often behind in this tournament so far. With a good round 1 win against Steven Fleming, 21-6. McAnally got him to 13, 21-13. Jamie Mitchell, 21-11. And earlier on today, Michael Keenan of Dumbarton, 21-15. So not one of his 4 opponents have managed to make it up to 17 from which you can win a game.
Very close with this. Just got caught in the front. His weight was perfect.
Can certainly keep his hand or come round the other side.
Ian's picked a much wider line. Not sure that'll drop all the way in, but he certainly gave it a chance. Yeah, Stephen can afford to reach this. Turn on his own. Very unlucky, actually. You know,
It's unlucky twice.
probably the only contact that didn't get him, you know, a nice result.
Yep. Either fully on his own, or miss or rest on the green ball. As it is, he's turned it in.
He will be conscious of that ball that's of Stevens that's sitting 2 feet to a yard past the jack, because that's the ball that's in what I would call the scoring position for Stephen. You know, he either gets a contact on the jack, contact on his own, but you know, any movement back is positive. Ian would do well to pop one round there. Yeah, I think that's what he's chosen to do. Seems sensible. Showing Stephen a bit of respect.
Well, we've seen on a few ends across the week, players facing the last ball, leaving it short. Doesn't want to do that here.
This one's not short, but will it hold up? I don't think it is. I think it's gone.
takes the lead. Yeah, just to follow up on that point, we've seen that once or twice where players have left it short and you've got no chance. There's the old short balls will win you nothing. So at least he was up. Didn't quite get the line, but the weight wasn't bad. So you take heart from that.
Yeah, he definitely gave it a try. I think we maybe have the benefit of seeing the rink more than the players, but I think he maybe needed to be a bit more attacking with that to give him a chance to hold. Nicely down again. These jack lengths are getting pretty short. Ian nicely down again.
Stephen's not played a bad ball at this end, really, and there's real trouble for him.
He's just going to go down the bottom side again.
You're looking to see the forehand resting on the black ball. Return that out and bring in his back one as well to make 3.
Yeah, Ian will also know that if he fails here and Steven does play a little bit more, then he can sit Ian's ball away for a potential count of 3, provided he gets no movement on the jack. So he will want another one in. And he's also chosen to go deep. Of course, there's a danger there too. You can't cover everything.
It's about anticipating what your opponent might do, and as you say, you can't be everywhere. Pick where you think it might go, and of course where you end can sometimes influence.
That's for sure.
A shot choice.
For sure. And we have seen Steven on the stream before, and he wasn't particularly aggressive last time round. He liked to play with just reaching weight. Difficult shots to play on these greens.
From 7-5 down to 9-7 ahead. Nice little run of 1-2-1. Ten ends played. 6-1 by Ian McLean, 4 by Steven Fleming. Stephen picking up that 3 in number 6. Well, there's many great quotes from the games of bowls, and I always like to credit my grandfather who told me, "You'll lose more than you'll win." I can safely say that doesn't apply to you, McLean.
Yeah, well, it certainly doesn't apply to him here. Well, he was telling me yesterday that he's out of his club championship this year. Lost 21-17, so he won't be back next year.
Well, it can happen to the best of players. It's that old any given Sunday mentality, isn't it, that you take from the NFL. Any team can beat any team on their day, and a lot of that is true in bowls as well. The better players will win more often, but you've always got that chance. If it's your day, it's not theirs. And at the moment, McLean is certainly on good form, and Steven Fleming staying with him, playing well.
Be delighted just to change the shape of this just a little. Yeah, I think that's probably what he tried to do, playing that kind of weight, but it looks very inviting to play up and through.
Is he up enough?
It's not up at all, is the problem.
And this is a great example. The 3 black balls are not a million miles away, without a shadow of a doubt, but they're actually not much use in terms of if Ian were to come in and get a little trail or move it all of a sudden, you've got problems. I know he can play into his own if Ian doesn't move this, but that's the knife edge that you sit upon.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Ian could nominate a shot and just, place the balls here, I think he would be looking to play down his forehand, the left hand side of the rink, lift his short ball onto the jack just to move it over to the side and hope that it didn't finish jack high, and it puts in a really difficult place for Steven to get to. This won't be short.
It shouldn't be short.
He's got to play it. He's got to play it up and through, and hope that when the dust settles, his balls are near the jack.
That could go way early.
He might get the right contact,
Held for a moment.
He didn't have enough weight.
Yep, needed punch.
Oh, sure, that could be 3.
It is 3. Well, that makes it all the more surprising.
Yeah, it does. Stephen will be disappointed. He would have liked to have been further through that. He's maybe just tried to play the perfect shot and just lift the black one up once or twice. It maybe merited going stronger. But he's out there playing the game, and that's why I'm sat in here talking about it.
Funny, I was just going to say that, and people do ask me, when you sit and you watch the players, we're not trying to be critical, we're trying to critique what we think they would play. They know themselves. I mean, Steven needs nobody around here to tell him that he got the weight wrong there. He knows that.
No, not at all. Not at all. But, when you're out there, it's a big environment. It's maybe even a strange environment for Steven, I don't know. But either way, look, he needs to forget that one now and move on. Doesn't want Ian to get any further in front, as he's a great front runner.
Yeah, there are players and bowls that you feel you can come back against. He's not really one of those. Led 7-5, now trails 12-7. And he is not playing badly.
Neither player's playing badly at all. If you look at the head of bowls there's a lot of bowls within kind of a foot and a half of the jack. So they're playing well.
As to tell you, so far of all the matches we've done this week, I think this is the best standard. It's also been quite engrossing as well.
Yeah, tactically as well as skill level, to be honest, because you can see the thought process. You can see Ian. Ian's a very attacking player, and you've seen him attack early. He's killed an end. Steven much more kind of in and around the jack, playing good drawing shots. Again, the head just building against Steven. This is another fantastic delivery.
He's running up there like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. Just, I've done that again. Here's the response.
It's a fair contact now. It's just unlucky.
Now he's looking at this, not only what he might do, it's what potentially might happen if he doesn't alter the head. Certainly there's advantage at the moment.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. He has a play down the backhand at the side that he's been playing, and if he can drop underneath Steven's bowl and just get a nick on the jack, he puts in a really difficult position. Equally, he'll know that if he fails, Steven also has a shot to make shots, and likely to come down the four. I think he'll just be trying to reach. He's missed the line.
Just trying to reach between the two bowls.
Well,
or just on the outside line.
Yeah, my thought, and I could be very wrong, would be to reach the back bowl of Stevens and drop in.
Yeah. Now Steven has no reason not to be here.
Yeah, a lift on his own front one onto the jack. We'll move it to the back left bowl. It's his, but equally has a chance just to sit inside on Ian's bowl. You've seen he's tried to play nice weight to it. Let's give it a chance. Can he hold long enough? No. Again, maybe needed to be a bit more aggressive.
Well, what you don't want to do is, when you're facing Ian McLean, is let him get into a groove, and at the moment he is in that groove. 1-2-1-3-1, the little run of scoring.
Yeah, I'm sure Steven's thinking to himself, I'm playing really well. Yeah, I'm not doing very much wrong. I'm putting balls in and around, mostly a couple within a foot or less every end, and I'm 13-7 down.
It's a good run to get here, meaning Scott Briggs and New Battle 21-11, and Ian Conley, the match you saw on the live stream. 21-15, which he was almost in a little bit of trouble in that one and dug himself through. Liam Mackay of Tanfield indisposed of 21-17. And then Allen's Robert Marshall this morning, 21-10. Good semi-final win.
Yeah, something pretty badly disturbed Ian there. So, just to walk away, forget it, reset, go through the pre-delivery routine again. Certainly hasn't impacted his line. Nicely done.
If you're joining us here on the live stream on the BBC Sport website, BBC iPlayer for the first time this week, and you think this looks easy, they might be making it look easy, but I'll tell you what, there's some terrific bowling from these two.
It's definitely top class stuff just now, top class drawing bowls from both players.
When people ask me about bowls calling, they'll say, how do you compare it? Well, if you watch, say, professional snooker, you're watching guys making breaks of 50, 60, 70, 80, then you go to a snooker table and try and even make 10 as a break. That's hard enough. Playing darts, you go and try and hit those doubles with your first dart to get an out. Very few of us can do it.
Yeah.
Just because the professionals make it look easier, it doesn't mean it's easy. And these two at the moment, I mean, we've seen a couple of loose games on this rink from players. This is really good stuff, and it is hard.
Yeah, it's up there. It's don't like using the phrase world class terribly often, but it is.
Yeah. Yeah, McLean, a Commonwealth Games medalist.
He's just been forced onto that other side. It's a bit trickier to play, but you can see why he's done that. He's a little bit fearful of playing down the forehand and perhaps rocking Stephen's black one up onto his own, and he would then be 2 down. So he's maybe just tried to change the shape just a little, drop in, put a ball in the way even. But Stephen's had a few opportunities in the last couple of ends, to make shot just by being up and through, and here's another. He's due to take one.
Down he comes.
Just on the wrong side.
He nicked it. Then it's fell again.
This is tricky for Ian. I'm not sure how he makes this much better. He's going back to the trusted forehand. He just looked to drop in with good weight. Yeah, I don't think he'll be too unhappy with this when it finishes, because that narrows it down. Doesn't change Stephen's shot, but it takes away a little bit of the percentage play. You could see before, if Ian's ball wasn't there and he'd gone on just on the narrow side, then the black ball's bringing him back in to give him a chance. He now looks like he's got the black ball plant square, but he can make 3. Needs this.
Give it a chance. What's he getting here?
Very good. Oh, wow. How unlucky.
Well, you can forgive him for popping the hands on the knees and head down. It's just sheer disappointment. He's played some good shots and not quite getting the result.
Yeah, he's been very unlucky there, but again, you know, was he just a little bit neat with his weight? You know, could he have played it with a little bit more, been a bit more aggressive?
Oh, just having a little look across the greens now that some of these pairs and triples ties have picked up. In the ladies pairs Prestwick lead Victoria by 8-2. The ladies fours West Kilbride leading Windigates and Durwell 13-7. The gents fours Port Glasgow leading Quarter by 7-5. And the gents pairs Paul Foster and Co 9-6 ahead. And the gents triples, another familiar name to Bowls viewers, Darren Burnett's Arbroath leading Tweedmouth 9-5. And the ladies triples Cumnock lead Trinent 6-3. Two strong areas there. At 14-7, 7-5 down. Does get to a point in the game, Colin, where you think, where's my next shot coming from?
Yeah, and again, as I said at the last end, Stephen had, I don't know, he had 3 bowls within, 8 inches of the jack in that last end and lost one.
Yeah.
You know, there's a pattern emerging here. I think if Stephen was playing almost anyone else on the planet here, he'd be well up.
Would not look nice from the mat, so he's trying to come down. The forehand could take it with him here. Nicely done.
Yeah, maybe that's just the little break Stephen needed. He was just overplayed, but he's gathered it. Holds one.
Somebody moved. And I get. He's done that a couple of times when we've seen him. Very just quick, just pops the ball in there, catches it, resets himself. Some players will walk to the back of the rink, change the ball they were going to play.
Yeah, this is bad. If there's people walking across the back of the rink, then that maybe needs to be controlled.
Which one of us has gone out there? I mean, I make light of it, but it's not funny. You're playing a national final and people can't just stand and wait till you've played.
What do you do here, Stephen? Do you go back to your favoured backhand? Yeah. Widest line we've seen down here.
Trying to come back.
Yeah.
It's got a fair way through.
Interestingly, it came back to the middle.
So he was interrupted twice the last time and dropped the ball short, and went to get this one away first time.
You can see him just composing himself on the mat there. He knows, as far as he's concerned, if he loses the shot to that ball that's there just now, he'll consider that a cheap one. That's exactly what's going to happen. Stephen has an opportunity to add another. So not only a chance to add for 2, but take control of the jack. Ian's been dominating at this short length. I'm sure we'll see Stephen change this up. Looks like a 2.
So when somebody's been playing against you, and they have been dominating you and they've been playing short, do you automatically go long? Do you just make sure it's 2 or 3? Some people think automatically, well, he's playing short, I need to go sort of full length. But you don't need to. It's just you're looking for that little bit of a change.
It depends on the stage in the game. I think the fact that, Steven led this game 7-5 and Ian shortened the jack, I would be, well, here I am. I'm surprised that he's played the same length, but as we said previously, he hasn't been playing badly to this length at all. And maybe, just maybe, if he can get the first one in and make Ian play the shots that he's been asked to play, then it may change the game. So yeah, great opener.
I'll tell you what it does do. It shows the level of confidence he has in himself. Backs himself here.
That's right, Paul. And so much in singles, it's about the first 2 balls. Who dominates after the first 2? The difference, I think, here is that when Ian hasn't been holding after the first 2, he's been a bit braver to attack and change it. Good again. Just needs to run. Enough.
Well, this is where the skill and the communication skills of the marker comes in. You get a question, you have a look, and then you give the answer back, good or bad.
So he's on square.
Firm.
Yeah, he's got. Ian just apologising for that. It's clearly not what he played. Steven doing a good line. It's after him. You would suggest Ian's missed the line. He has. Look at the weight though. Bang on.
Yeah.
Don't think we'll see Steven changing much here. The jack is the prize. Pulls it through for 2. Equally, if he's just under, he can punch his own onto the green, get the shot, and keep control of the jack and the first ball. It's in the area. Can he bend?
He likes
He's
it.
got it. He's played it.
Well, it's a couple of frustrating ones with final balls there. Makes a nice conversion. We'll have a little look at this. If it's not drawable,
It's not straightforward at all. The draw is on the backhand side of the rink, the side Ian hasn't been playing. Very drawable, but a little bit of guesswork, as we said, going on to that side.
does the black ball in front, the shot ball we can see with the chalk mark on it, is that just, we know it's a lovely sweeping hand, but has it taken the other side out?
I think so. I don't think he can get down to that to play what he wants. He could go quick, but again I can see him getting 1 out. Could he get 2? He's gone wide.
Yeah, he went with pace, just trying to come inside. So it's been a good couple of ends for Steven Fleming. He's starting to get away from him, but he's got himself right back in the match. Steven Fleming. A couple of times he's won his club championship. Not easy to do it. Buchan Park. Blackwood Victoria. Well, apart from this year, McLean's pretty much got a standing order on the championship. Faces it off. If he wins today, it'll be his 22nd national title. I'll try and read the list before his bowl comes to an end. It's 3 outdoor singles, 3 indoor singles, 2 outdoor junior singles, 1 indoor junior singles, 5 indoor triples, 4 indoor fours, 2 indoor 2-bowl pairs, and 1 indoor mixed pairs.
Is that all?
That's not bad. I must be going about 13. Speed of 13 as well.
It's a clear line. Marker's not giving us an indication. It looks like Ian holds. Changing his side.
That's too testing at this length.
Yeah, it's just overplayed the line. It's there to play. He's just overcooked it. Laid it down on a good line. It's the jack. Oh, he's been unlucky again.
Just not falling for him. You need that little bit of luck. Not quite getting it.
Yeah, and the way that's lying, Ian will quite fancy that, I think. It's a hand he's been comfortable on. Nice big sweep at the death. Deep breath, and on we go. Just to be careful. Well played.
That's beautifully done. Just controlled the weight superbly, knew what his options were. And he is creeping towards that finishing line. I mentioned all the national titles he's won. Think of all the other titles alongside that. He's been so successful.
Yeah, you'd think he'd get bored, wouldn't you?
The good guys never seem to. They just keep on going and going and going.
For sure, but he certainly hasn't got this one in the bag yet. You've seen, the last 3 or 4 ends, Steven has been afforded some opportunities. Some he's taken, some perhaps not. So this one's far from over.
That was a good game, the Gents Singles Final, the National Championships 2025. There's a small list of 5 players who have won this prestigious title. 3 times Robert Sprott, David Dahl, Joseph Black, Dana Burnett and Ian McLean. Again, that's a good opening ball, and it doesn't quite fall your way. If you are Steven Fleming.
It's just fallen the wrong way for him, hasn't it? Sounds really silly to say, but it's a consequence of being dead weight, you know.
Yeah.
He's very good again. He's kind of framed it though, so chance for Steven. Close again. Doesn't need the hole. Oh, goodness me. Running up at the back of this, he must like it. Just a fraction short. So again, he's laid this on a fantastic line. He's going to be the wrong side again. Ian wondering how he can make a couple out of this. May only be one.
Well, the good players rarely settle for one, they're always looking to see.
Well, I mean, you can see down the backhand he's got an opportunity on the ditch side to come down inside Steven's bowl and move the jack, but he will not want to move that into the open. That would not be the right thing to do. So I suspect we'll see him stick on the forehand. Gave it a chance on the line. It's very good, you know.
He's asking. He's asking. Oh, Steven Fleming thinking, how do I get something out of this?
This is horrible for Steven. In an ideal world, what he wants to do is he wants to come through that gap on the forehand and kind of slice and check the jack to the right hand side to one of his blue bowls, but equally he only needs to be a fraction under the line here, and he pushes Ian onto his own. You know, if he catches Ian square onto his own bowl, he'll lose a count of 3.
Degree of difficulty is high, but he got it. That's brilliant. It's a brilliant ball.
Just as we called it, there was all sorts of risk down there for Steven, but he was brave and gets the result.
Oh, that's absolutely terrific stuff. Takes a lot to play.
Game on.
Great final. Steven Fleming looking to win this for the first time. Ian McLean for the 4th, looking to become the first player to win back-to-back Gents Singles titles since 1965 and 1966.
Wow.
Mr. J. Hershaw of Our Dear Recreation beating Messrs Bernard and Hurst of Gorebridge and Pilrig respectively. And prior to that, Joseph Black won it in 1958 and again in 1959. If you're a fan of bowling and you go onto the Bowl Scotland website and look at the gents singles, same true for the ladies singles, but you look at the gents singles, so many great names on there.
Yeah, I think if you go back not too far, there was back-to-back finalists. I think Sandy Witherspoon was in back-to-back finalists, late 2000s maybe.
You're making me work. Let's have a look. Yep, won it in 2007, runner-up in 2008. Good shout.
Dilemma for Ian. Is he going quick? Yes, you know.
Doesn't hang about.
Needs a contact.
Oh, how about that?
Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4.
2 ball singles.
Oh. He sure plays a mean pinball.
You don't see that very often.
You certainly don't. That's wonderful. I have to see that again.
Oh, Stephen just replacing it with another.
Well played.
Don't be surprised if you see Ian draw this off now. Brian Early's just recovering the 4th bowl from the car park.
You get all sorts of modern stats in sport.
The jog after this is ominous.
Yep, he usually jogs because he's not quite there. I wonder what the probability chances of taking all 3 balls out there and taking your own away as well would have been without actually moving the jack away.
Yeah, quite low, I think. Here we go.
This is brilliant. First contact, second contact, third contact, and missed the jack completely. Well, if you had that as the nominated shot, we don't believe you.
Only 2 balls on the green, but this isn't straightforward for Stephen. The risk from keeping his backhand is that he turns the shot away and turns Ian over for shot. He won't want to do that, so he's changed. He's not far away, you know. Oh, stunning. Absolutely stunning.
And he comes.
Yeah, well, I think that'll get the same treatment.
I think this is going to be run at as well. Well, you're 2 down. What's the worst that could happen? He's looking to make connection, but just over that time. Well, this is swung back. Taking 4 of the last 5 ends, doubles at all of them. And all of a sudden, from 16-11 down at 16-15, he was 14-7 down. En route to this title this week. No player has got past 15 against Ian McLean. Yeah, now there is a frustration there, and you can understand. Again, it's somebody walking at the far end, just catching the eye. This isn't just some club game, this is the national title.
It's a corner. Well, it's enough for the shot.
It's going to try work back, but I'm not sure there's enough push in there.
It's going on the widest line. And we'll look to slot another one in that gap on the forehand. Any touch on the jack. Could bring the back ball in too. As long as he's under the front black one, he has a chance. Is he running?
Well, they had the line he was looking for.
He'll be a little disappointed with that, because he'll have seen that as an opportunity. And he's just left the door open for Steven. Better line. Better late.
Can he make it?
No, he's gone through the hole. Still one red, I think. Yep.
Oh, he's taken away the trail.
Yeah, he's taken away the danger. So, you know, you would suggest the most he's going to lose here is a 2. He might be a bit cautious at this also. He'll want to get back to delivering the jack and, of course, the first ball.
Well, there's several other finals going on along the way.
You can hear the football match still going on in the corner. I'm not quite sure what's going on at the bottom end, but I think someone needs to go and control that. It is not helping the players at all. Will they bend? Well,
Working hard, working hard.
Yeah, that's a shot.
Yeah, just got that right. And he's the first player to move within striking distance. Well, the other finals that are going on, I can tell you, are all pretty tight, so you will hear a lot of noise from around these greens. But how about this for a ball? You see where the jack is and the route that he takes, round the scenic route.
Yeah. I guess the question was, did he mean to be round there? I don't think it matters. His weight is the bit that was always in control, and he was never doing any damage, even if he was on the inside. So all you can ask when you put a ball out is give it a chance on the line. So back to Ian getting the opportunity to be first in. sure about that with the body language.
That's Lewis's first ball I think he's played. It's just overweight.
Steven's much the same. Good correction.
Yeah, he's not wanting that one back.
Yeah, very much expect Steven to be the same.
And he comes. There's a little rest.
Yep, nicely done. Perfect line.
Still one blue. He's got that little skip in his delivery, but he repeats it every time.
He needs to be off this front one because he's close to it coming in.
Borrow.
Yep, just. Yeah, I think the marker is suggesting 2 to blue. Not easy for Ian, this.
It isn't. He's evaluating both sides. If he goes to forehand, he can turn his own over. It's the less familiar side to him.
To be dead weight from there. He could be, you know. Oh, he's just pulled up.
He really liked the line too. I don't blame him. Well, Steven Fleming's worked so hard to get himself back in this game.
And here's a chance here, Paul, to tie the game up for the first time. Yeah, just running out of steam.
Yeah, you can understand him being just a little bit timid, but he'll take it. Last 7 ends, all 2s on the card. So a quick acceleration of score, and now both men technically within one end of victory. It's the first time any of Ian McLean's opponents this week have reached that mark. In the last few ends, it's Steven who's picked up the most shots, 10 shots to his opponent's 4.
Yeah, pretty decent start.
he'd be telling himself on the mat, don't leave it short, don't leave it short.
Yeah, he would after Ian dropping that first one. Probably 2.5 feet short. There was a really good chance to get in there for 2. Starts to make you think, you only need 4. A decent reply with this one. Yeah, nicely done. Well played. That just needs good weight.
He's played this and it comes.
Perfectly.
We'll come down and have a look at this.
He will. A couple of chances. He's got forehand just to spring it a bit and give him an opportunity with his last. Or does have that plant on the backhand side. If he can catch the black one of Stevens on the wide side, on the right hand side as we look at it, if he can catch that plant, he would just about rock it out. In fact, if he plays the black one and he plays it square, yep, the one will go out the head to the right and one will go out the head to the left.
Not easy.
No, it's not. He's choosing probably just to spring it, I think, on the forehand side.
If you can spring this, it becomes a 1-ball shootout. He's under the line. Oh well. That changes it slightly.
Definitely does. He's probably been slightly fortunate to change the shape, but it's changed the shape in his favour. It's now quite tricky for Steven. It's a bit defensive, but if he were to lay one alongside Ian's, which is about 2 feet short, just on the wide side of that, he may stop Ian playing the shot. What he doesn't want to do here is give the shot away.
Well, it's going to make it look awful. So a couple of shots here. One, if we look at the black ball sitting beside the green ball to the right hand side, if you could get a little bit of weight on that to transfer it through to the green ball, you might move it just enough. The other one is the black ball. It's right at the top. Shot Collins pointed out that onto the other black ball.
Yeah, it's on, but it's a tough shot on either hand. You might choose to go just a bit firmer and try and nick the black ball out the head here.
Big moment in this final. 18 plays 17. Round he comes. He's highly interested in it. Oh, and he doesn't miss by much.
Goodness. Game of fractions.
18 apiece. 3 shots required by either player to win the much coveted national championships Gents Singles title. I have to say, Colin, at 14-7 down, I thought Steven may have been done for.
Yeah, I think Steven's probably just maintained his standard. You would say just maybe that little bit more than Ian. Ian's, he's had some tricky conversion shots to play. Both players must maintain the highest standards, because either one is more than capable of stepping in and scoring a 3.
not a bad opening ball by Steven Fleming, but by the standards of the match you would expect it not to be shot after this. And that is slipping through.
You saw that ball straighten up. Ran quite straight for the last 2 feet. Just a good line. Seems to hold up a fraction.
It's been a good line, but he's waving it up.
I think he'll do though.
That's the shot.
Again, a chance for Steven just inside Ian's bowl. Either contact it through the head or just drift underneath for the jack. He's played it.
It's a cracking shot.
Same chance for Ian though.
Well, this is a 5th championship final for Ian McLean. He's won 3 of 4. That's a pretty impressive hit rate. Wants to be 4 of 5.
Yeah, a little bit risking this for Ian. Doesn't want to nick the jack. He's played it. What a ball. We've just called that what a ball, but we couldn't see that. I think he must have got
I think there was a little
flick off
borrow
the
on
outside
that.
ball.
Yep. We're just slightly obscured by that, but I think you'll see. But he was up, he was in, and he gets, well, maximum result. But again, there's no great reason for Steven not to be up. Try and get a touch.
No, I'm just trying to see what the angles look like here to see whether either player has the opportunity to make a 3. I don't think Steven has, but I wonder if Ian does.
I'm with you, I think Ian might, but it depends on this ball.
He does not want to drop onto the top of the bowl.
Oh, that was so close.
Wow. So give Ian a look at this.
Now the question is, it's the ball to the right hand side counting, and if it is and he was to push the black ball that's next to his own.
Yeah, I think we're both looking at a shot down the forehand side here. I think if... Oh, it's a big shot to play.
But again, you wonder if it goes wrong, what would happen? He could spring the jack but that to his own ball. I think you'd be the glass half full person, I'll be the glass half empty one.
Yeah, I think he does have a play. I think if he plays down the forehand and catches his own ball square, yeah, then he'll automatically run through potentially for 3. The risk is that he slices the jack.
Well, he's played many, many big balls.
Well, we'll leave this to the expert.
Yep.
They often say if you get a chance to win the game, take it. Nope.
Never presume that another chance is coming your way.
Goodness me.
I'm not sure if there was movement there, it's a rethink, just having a look behind. There's a small gap that allows you to see just past the green. I wonder if it was somebody moving back there.
Oh, he's playing this.
He's giving it a go. And it's going to dip away, I suspect.
Yeah, you could see that was on.
Yep. Just trying to lift that ball out.
Yeah, I do wonder whether he was trying to play the Stevens bowl that was jack high onto Stevens' back 2 bowls to take them away with that particular weight to leave himself line 3. Would have been some way to win it.
Well, they say any way is a good way, but that would have been spectacular. 2 shots from victory, but his opponent is 3. The gents 4s, Port Glasgow and quarter 14-8 after 10 for Port Glasgow, and the ladies 4s. West Kilbride had an early lead, but Windigates and Duravale have come back after 12 ends. They lead by 3 shots, 16-13. Ladies pairs will be going to Prestwick. I suspect they lead 16-4. The gents pairs are tied at 12 after 12. That's Troon Portland and Boglea. Cumnock trailing Trinent in the ladies triples 13-7 after 9. And in the gents triples, Tweedmouth trailing Arbroath 11-7 after 10 here. This is for the gents singles national title. Both players within striking distance.
Tap and the shoes with Ian there. Don't know whether he thought this was quick or not. I'll tell you what, he won't want it back. Great line. Pretty decent weight. Picking up the jack. Oh, he didn't fancy this.
Just checking on the position of his opponent's ball. But this is very appetising.
He likes it. Nice.
What's he getting?
Got it.
This is going to take some shot.
Yeah, you wouldn't put past Steven to draw around this and tuck the jack for 2, would you?
Gave that a great effort.
Yeah, so Ian's going to get first sniff. Drawing for the match. You can see this one coming down. He had lots of chances on this side of the rink. His coming in underneath for the jack. Got a result of his own.
Line 1, can he add the second?
Body language might tell you. No jog, he thinks he's quick, and he is. So Steven, do you now have a chance? It's a tough one. And it's 100% because if he gets it wrong,
it's over. If it's wrong, it's over.
It's shaking hands.
You're playing a Commonwealth Games medalist, a World Championships medalist. You're playing for your first national title. Do you go for it?
Yeah, Ian just having maybe a worried look there to see if Steven's very front black ball is beating the back one. Because he'll know that if this ball halves out the head, they could be shaking hands.
Well, these are the moments as a bowler.
Yeah, he's going for it.
That you want.
He's going for it. Pushed it wide. So we go on.
(2018). He may have had a shot to try and win it, but I mean, let's be honest, the degree of difficulty was exceptional.
Yeah, and it was a chance all the same. But it was 100%, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's kind of shot. If you'd played it, people would talk about it for years. If you'd played it and got it wrong, people would ask you why you played it.
Yeah.
To which the answer is, I was in the final.
Yeah, and not many people get the opportunity to play the winning bowl and win their national title. So, yeah, either way, it didn't happen. I'm sure there'll be another opportunity at some time very soon.
Oh, we hope for a cracking final. That's what we've got. And there are more twists and turns and ins and outs to come.
As it stands, it's the one to beat. I'm slightly surprised that Steven, after all this time, is moving to that side of the green.
Yeah, still, and again, it's easy for us, but it still looks drawable off a hand he's been playing most of the day. You can see the deliberate step back and breath there. That will encourage him back.
Yeah, he's gone back to the side he's been playing. Easily clear. And run. Still not sure that's good enough from Ian. He will want to be closer. How's your lay, Ian? Because your line's bang on.
Well, it's not bad. It's going to take something pretty good. But he does have it in his locker, Steven Fleming. Played some great bowls. Just don't be short.
Was he wide off, Paul?
I just don't think he's got the weight that he wanted necessarily to come round. It's drifted away.
Well, is that the
It
shot?
looks on.
Can't see what the markers indicated there.
Yeah, he has drawn the shot. I just thought he was going to come and sweep slightly further across, but it held.
Dead draw or run the ball off. I think he's playing the ball.
It's all about the percentage shot. He goes after it. Has he got it?
It's gone.
Perfect. Well, he said to Steven Fleming, you've done it once, I'll take that out. If you do it again, good on you. If you don't, the title is mine. It's a championship lie for Ian McLean. Steven Fleming looking to answer.
I think he's too wide, Paul. It's all over. And Ian McLean makes some history, picks up his 4th Scottish singles title. A valiant effort from Steven Fleming in a fantastic gents singles match.
What a final, what a performance. And what a way to get yourself into the history books. Robert Sproat, Joseph Black, David Dahl and Darren Burnett have all won 3 singles titles. But this is the key bowl that ensured Ian McLean has history all to himself. Title number 4. Well, what a moment that was for him. The National Championships in air. Ian McLean, well, he was made to work hard. 14-7, he led. Well, we are going to be joined by the man who's just off the green. I think he's barely had time to draw breath, to be honest with you. But he is here. And Ian McLean joins us here in the commentary box. Ian, you're sweating, but congratulations, well done.
No, thank you very much. Delighted to get over the line there.
That
was a tough game.
It was a tough game. You were 14-7 ahead. In fact, Colin, could you give that one? You were 14-7 ahead. And where was your mind at that point? Because this week, once you've got ahead of people, you've seen the game out relatively comfortably. And I'm not being disrespectful to your opponents, but you managed it out. But he came back at you.
No, I certainly did. I mean, 14-7, I could easily have been, 10 each. Steven played a few lovely bowls. It seemed for a spell in the middle, every time he landed a bowl or touched the jack, it seemed to land with me. It allowed me just to get that wee bit away, but it was tricky conditions out there, and I knew the way he was playing, it was never over until that last bowl was coming up. So, credit to him, he played really well.
Even when there was touchers and you're right on the jack, we were expecting movement. Such was the quality of the game.
Yeah, I must admit, it was, for being a quite one-sided rink, quite a tricky rink, I thought the two of us played pretty well and put on a decent show there. Just in the end, delighted to just get that last bowl away and get the job done.
So you took him out, he drew obviously the shot, you've gone with the shot. It's all about percentages. People watch and think, would he draw again, would he take it out? What was in your mind for that shot selection?
At that point, it was probably just a slightly easier shot. Where the jack was going that direction, there was a few bump bits and you only had to be 6 inches over and you were running through. I mean, my third bowl landed maybe about 15 inches past out the hand. I thought it was pretty good and it just didn't. Yeah, it's nice to see. At that point, because it was such a difficult draw, I thought just take him out and leave him the slightly harder shot to put it back in.
Were you aware of the history today with becoming the first gent to win 4 times? Did that affect you in any way?
No. I was aware, a few folk had said, and I was aware, but it doesn't change my mentality on it. It's the same whether I was going for my first or my fourth. It's massive, and that means just as much as the first one did.
And it still feels good?
Oh, it feels great.
Ian, we're thoroughly enjoyed it. Well played today. Thank you.
Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it.
And thanks for coming in to join us in the commentary box as well. Well, we hope you've enjoyed all the action for the National Championships 2025. History made. Ian McLean, for the 4th time, is National Singles Champion. Wonderful occasion. Join us again very soon where we'll have the Ladies Singles Final for you.
So we've been supporting you in all your games.